Back to the bees at the Borage, and it looks even more amazing. They're building comb inside the feeder and everything. So two-stage baffle filter.
Good morning, bit deja vu then. So it's 4 o'clock again. Another rubbish night's sleep because of an alarm set. Just obviously something to do with me. So we're on our way back down to Hereford to check the Borage bees. Hopefully a little bit quicker this time. It's a more direct route. So last time the motorway was shut, so we had to go on the air roads. So I think it's saying 2.5 hours. So we'll get down there, check the bees. I'll show you when we get down there, but I've got a pallet of supers on. I've picked up a pallet of nukes yesterday from Simon the Beekeeper, because last time I went down I took a load of nuke colonies, and my plan is to split those. It always was. So took them down there so they can build some size, get them split now, and then they'll go towards our overwintered nukes. Right, coffee time, see you when I get down there.
So we are back to the bees at the Borage, and it looks even more amazing than it did last time we came 2 weeks ago. But I've actually underestimated how much the Borage will grow, and some of our hives are literally within the Borage. So hopefully the bees are still finding their way in. I can't wait to open some of these hives up to say they've got on. But it's looking amazing. We've got some significant stem extension now on this Borage, so it's as tall as some of the hives in places. And I can hear the hum of the bees just working away. Oh my god. So these bees have packed. They're doing really, really well. I'm just a little bit worried there's another one there. Have they filled 3 supers in a fortnight? We shall see. No, not quite. But these brood boxes are obviously brimming. Right, let's get suited up. Let's get inside these hives and let's see what's going on. Another one there. So you can feel it's just a little bit damp this morning, but it's really starting to warm up. The forecast is a heat wave, 20 odd degrees this week here. So, but we have had some moisture as well. You can see the moisture in the ground. So this Borage is set to really, really give. So I have brought up, as I said, a pallet of supers with me and a pallet of nuke boxes. So the plan is obviously extra supers on if they need it. And then obviously, as you can see, I brought some nukes up with me with the intention of splitting them all, because I put them all in double brood, so we can skim some brood off, take those bees home, and we'll do some and we'll introduce some queens. this week, and obviously build up our overwintered nuke numbers. So this nuke's a prime example of what I was trying to achieve. All my nukes that I brought up here, I put on double brood intentionally. The queen has made her way up into the brood box extension here, so she started laying upstairs, and that's all I'm going to do now is skim 3 to 4 frames off it, put it in this nuke box, and that will then get a queen in the next week or so. So just make sure the queen's not in this top box, and then we'll just skim some of this brood off. Nice frame of stores there as well. How you doing, pal? You alright?
I'm just the D then. Are you at these?
I am, I'm doing in Hereford. This is only my second hive in, but just look at the amounts of stores they are putting away. Look at that borage honey. It's just crystal clear. So there we go, this is what we've come up for. Brimmed with beautiful borage honey. Just look at that. I've just had a sneaky little taste and it is amazing. I've got to admit, that's the first time I've ever had borage honey and I'm not disappointed. They've not put us away as much as I anticipated, to be honest. I did know they won't fill 3 supers, that's for sure, but I thought they might be into the second, which one, to be fair, these ones are, but some of the others aren't. Now, I've a mix of hives here. Some of them were full-blown production colonies, and some were colonies that I put together that were just probably a little bit shy of bees, but they are up to size now, so I'm thinking in the next week or two now they will start to put that honey away. All the brood boxes are jam-packed with stores and brood, so it's only until that brood emerges now, and there's more field force at and then they can start filling these supers. But like I said, this colony is obviously up into the second super now, drawn that foundation lovely, and then we'll leave them on 3. So they filled what, that in 2 weeks. So yeah, I think put them back to 3 and we should be okay. So the majority of these nukes are like the majority of our hives. So they're jam-packed with stores, as you can see, and absolutely jam-packed with brood as well. So from all these, we're just going to take a 3 frame split and then add a queen in the next week or so. So like I said, some of these colonies I literally put together the week before we're coming up here. So they took some getting up to size, but they're there now. You can see how much stores they put away in this brood box. And we're just starting to move into the first super. So give these another 2 weeks and these will be filling a box. The others that were of size are already up into the second super. Some have nearly filled the second super and into a third. So there's a mix of colony sizes, but that borage is in flora for a good while yet, so I should imagine they'll all fill at least 2 boxes. Some will fill 4, I imagine. So I've literally just caught one of my own hives swarming right in front of me. Luckily the queen is clipped and I've seen her on the floor. In fact, she's there. So I'm going to scoop her up, put her in the box with some bees, and we'll get her we'll take her back home. Keeps giving me the slip, she's there. put her in this box. We're going to take her home. She will start again in this nuke box. I've left a cell in the corner that are trying to swarm so they can raise a new queen, and in a few weeks all should be good. Seems an ideal place to stop and take in that view and give you a little update on the there shouldn't be so many bees coming into there. Give you a little update on the borage. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit disappointed. The majority of the bigger colonies were up into the second box. They'd already filled one super. I think in my own mind I'd envisaged them filling at least 2 up into the third. But listen, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm just grateful to be here and grateful that they're making honey. Without doubt though, the next time I have a trip down here, they will fill at least 2, certainly up into the third, some even into the fourth. There's very much a mix in colony sizes. Like I said, the small colonies are brought up and now up to size, so they will start making honey. I've taken all these splits, so what have we got there? Maybe nearly 20 splits there. I've caught one of my own swarms literally happening in front of my eyes. So I've got the queen, she's in the back of the truck with another little split. So these will all get a mated queen. I'm ready to be overwintered nukes for sale next year. We're just, like I said previously in another video, we're just going to keep making splits on splits and splits now of these nukes. So once they're up to 6 frames, just split them in half again. Don't want to hang about too much, obviously it's red hot here. One great thing I did bring with me is my sliders, so it flip-flops on the way home because my feet are roasting. I mean, it's a trek down here. It's hard work working this heat, but you know, I do enjoy it. It's and as I've said, that honey is somewhere that, well, it's not some of, it is the best tasting honey I've ever had. It's fantastic, so I can't wait to be extracting that in a few weeks time. So we're back to our normal usual northern climate. A little bit overcast, starting to rain on and off, so just going to go through these hives. These nukes I had a quick look in last week. A few of them could do or are big enough to be split again, so I brought some nuke boxes up again for our overwintered nukes. And then I came last week and did a little intermediate honey pull, just because, as I've said before, these hives are destined to go a little bit further up the road to some Phacelia, so we want to make them as light as possible. So there is some honey in these hives. Just as a matter of interest, answers in the comments to this video. Have you got a honey crop so far this season, or do you envisage yourself getting one from your hives? And if so, either yes or no, and whereabouts you are in the country or in the world, for a matter of fact. Just a matter of interest really, to see how things are going elsewhere for everybody else. It's not the best season we've ever had, but it's certainly not the worst. We do have honey coming in, so yes or no if you're getting a crop and whereabouts you are, just as a matter of interest so everyone can see. So that, for example, is a great size nuke for selling. Plenty of stores, over 6 frames, but it looks like the swarming season isn't quite over just yet. So we've got quite a few colonies that are still trying to raise queen cells. We're finding eggs in cups, so I don't want to be sealing these up and hoping to be fine there all the way through till winter. And from our perspective as well, for overwintered nukes, it makes no sense when we can split this one and it still build up to size ready for winter. So we'll just be taking 3 frames out of this, replacing it with some foundation, and then also we'll take the splits away and have some queens later this week to maybe start next week. So this one certainly says needs to be split. They're building comb inside the feeder and everything, so definitely taking at least 3 frames from that one. So this colony have had the last chance. So they've had 2 attempts at requeening, one with virgin and one with mated queen, and for whatever reason they just won't accept one. They've now gone drone layer, so that's it for now. I'm not wasting any more time with them. We're going to get shaken out, and then we've got a 14 by 12 nuke box to put in its place. So we'll start the nuke box in this full size hive, and then these bees will have to be submissive and beg their way back into the colony. Thus, either the laying worker switching its pheromone off, or the worker bees killing the laying worker. So we're just back in our little honey house. We've just done a little intermediate honey pull on some hives that we're intending on moving up to the heather. So we want to make those as light as possible, ready for the trip up. Don't fancy carrying on with 2 or 3 supers on. So Techtron UK, obviously you've heard me speak about these guys before, kindly sent us one of the honey tanks, but it's got a bit of a difference to it. So this honey tank has in it a 2-stage baffle filter. So as you can see, so you put the honey and cappings in one side, and in theory it gets filtered through 2 stages of mesh, and at the other side it comes out ready to jar. I mean, I haven't tried jarring from this. I literally put some honey through it last night, just left it overnight, and now it's all cappings free on the jarring side. But if you're running just a few hives and you're just getting a dozen supers or so, or something like that, it's a great bit of kit, to be fair. So usual Techtron quality, usual Techtron price. Don't ask me what that is because I can't remember off the top of my head. Darius will tell you all the details and all the prices and everything once if you contact him if you're interested. So yeah, not sure what this one's for. I can only presume it's some sort of overflow or filling valve, but usual Techtron honey gate valves and stainless steel, great quality. I was just really impressed with it, to be fair. It's just something he brought with him when he brought the other bits of kit. I'll just put it to one side, and then yesterday I thought, you know what, I'll just stick 20 kilos through it and see what happens. Really pleased with it, to be fair. So there you go, I've just emptied this into a bucket. And to be fair, it would have been fine just to jar straight from it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, that all the wax cappings are on the coarse side. And then on the clean side, we've just got a tiny little bit of residual wax at the very bottom. But 99% of it was fine just to jar straight from. So it works in the same principle as a honey sump underneath an extraction table. Just getting cleaned up in here this morning, just moving some honey tubs around, and then this afternoon we're going setting up our big gazebo because we are at Chorley Flower Show this weekend. Ideal for us, it's like 10 minutes down the road. Great to showcase our local honey to people and speak to the public.